Hi, this is Jane at the Tahlequah Public Library. We're doing quick looks again. We're looking at some scary psychological novels this time. One of them is a gothic novel, and that's why they're scary. They're kind of got like a dark atmosphere, but they're not horror novels. So they're not gory, but they are pretty scary. Okay, so the first book is Stranger Diaries by Ellie Griffiths, a lady named Claire Cassidy. She's an English teacher in a high school, and this takes place in England. And she's also writing a biography of a famous Gothic author. And one of the stories that the author was famous for writing was called The Stranger. So during the course of her research and stuff, one of her friends is murdered, and something at the scene connects the murder to the stranger, like maybe the person that committed the murder is basing it on the story. And so Claire gets drawn in not only because it was her friend that was murdered, but because everybody knows that she's doing this research on this Gothic author. So not only is Claire upset because her friend is murdered, but then several days later she's looking in her diary and she sees some writing that's not hers, and it says, "Hello, Claire, you don't know me." So of course she gets terrified because not only is somebody got access to her journal and is writing in it, but the police believe that the killer is someone that she knows. So it's somebody close to her that knows about her research into the stranger and has access to her diary. Very atmospheric, it's suspenseful, has a lot of Gothic influences because she is researching a Gothic novelist. The book is also told from multiple points of view. It's told from Claire's point of view, her teenage daughter's point of view, and the police detective, also a woman, who's investigating the murder. It has won several prizes for mystery. It's available through the library as a book, as an e-audiobook, and as an ebook. So if you're a fan of kind of dark and atmospheric mysteries, you might want to give this one a try. It's called Stranger Diaries, and it's by Ellie Griffiths. The second book is called The Lie Tree. It's by Frances Hardinge, and it's also won a lot of awards. It's technically a YA book, but it's really accessible for adults too. It takes place in the Victorian era. So it's about a girl, her name is Faith Sunderly, and her family has to retreat to a tiny island off the coast of England because her father, who's a vicar in England, becomes involved in a scandal over some scientific articles he published. So the family is kind of driven to this island so they can be isolated and don't suffer too much from the scandal that her father's involved in. So Faith is a very curious and intelligent young girl. She's interested in science, but because she's living in the Victorian era, she's constrained by the limitations that they placed on women during that time. So anyway, Faith's father is found murdered or dead. They don't call it murder at that point, as found dead under suspicious circumstances, and Faith is determined to find out exactly what happened to her father and learn more about his scientific research and what he was doing that caused all this scandal. So during the course of her snooping around to find out what's going on, she discovers a special plant called a lie tree, and that's the title of the book, The Lie Tree. And the deal with this plant is the tree, you tell a lie, and the tree will reveal a secret to you in its fruit. So you eat the fruit and you kind of have like a vision or a dream, and it will tell you something. And so she starts telling lies all over the place. The bigger the lie, the juicier, and the bigger the fruit, and then the more that you'll learn. And so this book is also very dark and atmospheric. Like I said, it's won lots of awards. I think it won the Carnegie Medal. It won the Costa Book Award in England. It's available through the library as a regular book and an ebook, and I hope you give that one a try as well. And the third and last book is called Shutter Island by Dennis Lehane. It was made into a movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio. It was directed by Martin Scorsese. They're the same people that are working together to do the Killers of the Flower Moon. It's a very intense, dark, creepy, psychological novel. It's set in the 1950s, and a U.S. Marshal named Teddy and his partner travel to a place called Shutter Island. And it's a location for a hospital for the criminally insane hurricane, and the reason that they're going there is a female patient who murdered 3 children has escaped and is loose on the island. So these U.S. Marshals are going to the island because they need to locate her. And while all this is happening, a hurricane is bearing down on the island. So the hurricane factors in because everybody's running around trying to find out what's going on, and this horrible weather is coming and it's going to isolate them on the island. And so the main character, Teddy, while he's at the hospital, he thinks he finds evidence of experiments on patients and weird surgeries and other strange things that are going on at the hospital. And he was also a soldier during World War II, and he helped liberate the concentration camp Dachau from the Nazis. So he keeps having flashes of that and discovering more and more about this hospital. But I don't want to give away too much because this book is full of all sorts of twists and turns, and you think you know what's going on and then you don't, and there's all sorts of shocking things that happen that I didn't see coming. It was one of those books that you kind of have to read again to pick up on some of the stuff that you missed the first time around. It's pretty sinister, it's very atmospheric, it's pretty spooky and scary because you just don't know what's happening and you don't know what to believe. They did a pretty good adaptation of the movie. I always like to read the book first, so if you want to read the book first and then try the movie is available as a DVD through the library system. The book itself, Shutter Island, is available as a book, a regular book. It's available as an e-audio. I did read the book years ago. I did listen to the e-audio and I thought the narrator did a really good job. It's not a very long audio. I think it's only like 9 hours. So the audio book is pretty good. There's an abridged version and there's a regular version on Hoopla. I always like the regular versions. And it's also available as an ebook. So there's numerous ways to read Shutter Island, and then after that, if you want, you can check out the DVD. So that's it for this time for kind of scary, spooky, psychological novels, and we'll see you next time with some fall recommendations. Have a good day. Bye-bye.